Good morning, good evening, good night. My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music. I am a musician myself, so I dissect these just a little bit. Today I have a PayPal request from Killian. What a cool name. If I could change my name, it would be Killian. Anyways, this is Final Fantasy 15 with Ardyn's themes 1 through 4. I have checked out Ardyn theme. I don't remember which one. I just remember it had Ardyn in the title. I'll put that up here. So I don't know if I'm gonna have a repeat in here, but apparently this is all of his themes. I don't know. This is a long video. So these are 4 themes, I'm guessing 15 minutes long, so grab your popcorn and let's go. Final Fantasy 15 Ardyn's themes 1 through 4. Oh, it even tells me which one. Okay, this is Ardyn 1. Shh. It's very suspenseful. It's making me anxious. Like something's afoot. I don't know why, but I picture a lot of snow. I don't know why. Snow or like frozen, you know, cold setting. Okay, this is definitely more on the ambient side, like something's building or brewing. Very reminiscent of Danny Elfman. Like, big Danny vibes. Yeah, this definitely makes you feel like very uneasy. And yet, kind of calm. Strange. Very Danny Elfman. Ooh. Same melody, with a whole shitload more of dissonance. The piano sounds really good. I think it went up an octave. I think. It's a very catchy melody. It's just dark. This one doesn't produce as much anxiety as it does. I'm kind of more scared on this one. Kind of heading into the unknown. The piano is beautiful though. Okay, so it's all based around the central theme. Oh, are we moving on to 3? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'll try to remember that melody. Well, there it is. Those last chords. Oh. And this is even scarier now. Is that it? Let me show you how scary this looks. Check this out. Or how this sounds. Oh, the super low notes on the left side. I'm assuming 4 is going to be the darkest. It just keeps going lower and lower and lower. Wasn't expecting the classical. Well, it definitely kept getting scarier. That chord was ugly. They really kept outdoing themselves. That's where I'm impressed. Is this like a final boss or something? Because this is kind of like pretty intense for one character to have all these themes. That hit in the background is so ominous. Love the organ. Love the organ. Was not expecting it. Sounds kind of like a baseball organ. Right? Yo, if they play this at a baseball game, that right there. Well, I can tell you one thing, and that is that at first I said it sounded like Danny Elfman, which, if you're unfamiliar, I've mentioned him before. He is responsible for The Nightmare Before Christmas. He's also the voice of Jack when he sings. Also The Simpsons and a bunch of other stuff that you may have watched. But that was only the first theme. The first theme reminded me of Danny Elfman. Everything else was just kind of a free-for-all. Obviously, the central theme of this was the central theme. Da, 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 da. So clearly, this character is stamped with that theme, which obviously makes him has to be extremely significant to the story. Maybe secondary, main, something protagonist. I don't get, I'm sorry, antagonist. I don't get protagonist vibes from that, unless this game is backwards and you play as the bad guy. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to re-listen to the other Ardyn reaction I did and see if that melody was there, because I don't remember. But this one, obviously, I couldn't ignore. It wasn't every single one. And the only thing that I did notice is that I was getting progressively darker and darker and darker. You know, each movement had their flavor of darkness in it. And when the third one came around, I'm like, it's getting pretty dark now. Like, how are they going to actually go spookier than this? And there was a tiny little hunch in my brain that was like, if they go darker, it's gonna have to be piano or the organ. And then the organ came out. And great choice, because that was kind of like the ceiling of the deal. And it was fantastic. Super, super ominous, super dissonance. Dissonance is when, you know, notes don't sound good together. Pretty much is the easiest way to explain that. So this reminded me a little bit of two things, and they're both from Final Fantasy. One was, I want to say it's movement 3 from Dancing Mad. I think it was 3. Could be 1. It wasn't 2 or 4. I think it was 3. Where it just goes totally classical. You know, obviously I'm talking about the 4th movement here. But, well, these weren't movements though, as far as I know. Like, it clearly ended and then another one started. Like, these are 4 different songs. That's different. Whereas, like, Dancing Mad was 1 song with movements. This is just like, as far as I can tell, I don't think that was one giant song. I'm pretty sure that was 4 distinctive songs. But it also kind of reminded me of if I were to combine all 4 into one, as far as dissonance and kind of like spooky and weird, something I also reacted to on this channel was Almighty Buenavelza. Don't remember which game that was. I'll put it up here. But kind of the same vibe. Kind of. And from what I've heard of 15 so far, I think, mind you, all these songs are kind of blurring together, I think that was the darkest I've experienced. Most 15, from what I recall, has been more like triumphant and just kind of really just big sounding. This just made me feel like going into a corner and, you know, stay away, because it was a little anxiety inducing, I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of spooky. I would not want to hear that with all the lights off and before bed. That's just all I'm saying. So that's what leads me to believe that it's definitely antagonist vibes, or just something very pessimistic, negative in the story. Clearly, there was no uplifting qualities to that. There was nice melodies throughout it, but for the most part, you know, it set the tone, clearly, on all of them. So, all four are definitely on the darker side, and a side to 15 I have not heard yet. And also a side I haven't really heard much from Final Fantasy too much. Then again, I haven't heard anywhere near the whole soundtrack of all the games, so I'm only speaking from my experience here. And typically I don't get that dark and ominous. So, well done. You have, once again, Final Fantasy community managed to, I don't say surpass my expectations, but yet again throw me another curveball. Every time I'm like, well, maybe, you know, I'm kind of getting used to these things now, and nope. It's almost comical how much I just don't expect anything anymore from Final Fantasy. I can't. I have no clue where it's going. And I don't think you guys do either. So I think with every new game that comes, I think you're probably just as surprised as I am. Except you guys get to play through these worlds and experience it through gameplay, which is kind of... So I envy you guys. I would love to play, but hey, I am very busy because of you guys. I'm over here working triple time with putting songs into my head. So as much as I would love to, maybe one day. But for the time being, if you would like to get your request in, you can do so on Patreon or PayPal. They're right here. They're also in the description below. Those are guaranteed ways for me to check out your VGM requests. Make sure it is OST from the game. No covers, nothing like that, please. And that's it. You know, I don't know when the next 15 is. I don't have that many, as far as I can recall. I don't know how many are coming up, to be honest. I don't look that up. But, you know, it has a very solid fan base. You know, there's every time a 15 video drops, you're gonna see the same commenters in there every time, and they comment. You know, they're not just watching, they comment. So I'm impressed. 15 is good. Sounds good. Sounds really, really good. Creepy as hell in this song, but I'll survive. Until next time, dudes and dudettes, thank you so much for the requests. I'll see you later. Hopefully not too long. Take it easy.